Hi guys, we're making
Throughout NBA history,
basketball
there have been
players
many players
who
who have
went to
served
jail.
prison sentences after committing a crime. From small charges such as drug possession to large offenses including kidnapping, murder, and rape, these NBA players have committed crimes that many people have not heard about. Although most of these players are retired and played during the 1980s and 1990s, some still play in the league even today using help from their expensive lawyers to get rid of most of these charges. Before I begin, I just want to say that some of these crimes are fairly disturbing, so if you have a weak stomach or get bothered easily, you might want to turn this off. Now, with all that being said, let's take a look at 5 NBA players who have been to prison before. Welcome to NBA Insider. Although many people know J.R. Smith as a Cleveland Cavaliers small forward, many people don't know about his past. J.R. Smith has a history of car accidents and reckless driving. On June 9th, 2007, while J.R. Smith was hurrying home for his brother's graduation barbecue, he was driving a black SUV 67 miles per hour in an area where the speed limit was 35. Because of this, he lost control of the car and drove through a stop sign and collided with...
Told you I was right with Joe. J.R. Smith went to jail.
21-year-old Andre Bell were
Yes, I told you.
No, I
Yes, I did.
I knew it. Yes, I did.
He was thrown violently around the
Because I know you went to jail because of tattoos.
As well as a fractured skull after hitting the pavement head first. Smith, on the other hand, was thrown around the open sunroof.
How's the tattoos going to tell you if he went to jail or not?
Well, I know he went to jail.
Another passenger in the SUV and a woman driving the other car were injured but recovered. Later on, a judge sentenced...
Some people went to jail and they didn't even have tattoos.
...causing the car accident that killed his friend. However, the judge later suspended 60 days of the sentence if Smith was willing to perform 500 hours of community service by visiting sick children at hospitals. Of course, Smith would take the deal and ended up only serving 1/3 of his original sentence. Although a grand jury declined to indict Smith and his sentence had been reduced to just 30 days, he still faced 5 motor vehicle violations, a $506 fine,
He didn't have tattoos.
guilty to
He
reckless
doesn't have
driving.
tattoos.
In the end, he would serve his time, serve his community service, and have...
Told you some people don't have tattoos in jail.
Corey Blunt was a skilled power forward / center at the University.
He does have tattoos now.
His first NBA season after being selected as a first-round draft pick by the Chicago Bulls in 1993. Throughout his 11-year NBA career, he also played for the Los Angeles Lakers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Phoenix Suns, and much more. As ironic as this may sound, Corey Blunt was sentenced to prison on December 4th, 2008 after being caught with 29 pounds of marijuana. The 40-year-old was arrested by sheriff deputies after they found 11 pounds of marijuana that someone sent to him. Upon further investigation, police said they found
That's a lot of marijuana.
A 1996 Mercedes-Benz, a 2004 Cadillac Escalade, a 2000 Chevrolet Suburban, 3 guns, and $29,500 in cash. Corey Blunt claimed that the marijuana was intended for personal use and to share with friends. However, the guns and cash did not help his case. The 6'9" player was sentenced to 1 year in prison after pleading guilty to 2 charges.
1 year? You lucky, right?
The judge did not sentence
Some people get to go to jail for their whole life.
fined him $10,000 and ordered him to surrender the vehicles and $34,000 in cash. I don't know what it is, but apparently the University of Cincinnati is known for producing basketball players who eventually become criminals. Back in 2001, after averaging more than 13 points per game and 5 rebounds for the Seattle Supersonics in the 1999 NBA season, 25-year-old Ruben Patterson effectively ended his career when he was convicted of third-degree rape. On September 25, 2000, Patterson, a former shooting guard for the Sonics, Los Angeles Lakers, and other NBA teams, attempted to sexually assault his children's 24-year-old nanny by...
You dumb and you look a jerk too.
At his home. Although he didn't plead guilty to the rape incident, he did admit that there would be enough evidence for a jury to rule against him, and he was right. He was later on convicted to 1 year in prison.
Look at you now, you crying.
350 days, so he only served 15 days of it, along with receiving 2 years of probation. Patterson was also fined $1,000 and ordered to provide 80 hours of community service. Although it looked like he got off easy, this rape incident was just the first of many crimes for him. He would go on to continue committing even more crimes, including a misdemeanor assault charge for attacking a man who scratched his car, domestic abuse against his wife, and failing to register as a sex offender. The sad part about all of this was that it all happened just after he was finished signing a 5-year, $35 million deal for the following season. Although Darrell Allen's time in the NBA was fairly short, his prison sentence was not. Darrell Allen was a former UCLA basketball player who spent only 1 year in the NBA as a power forward for the
1 year?
Dallas Mavericks before being cut after just 22 games. However, he spent 9 years in jail after being convicted of stealing money and drinks from Domino's pizza delivery men on different occasions back in 1987. But how does an individual go from being a professional basketball player being paid millions of dollars
He's
to
53.
becoming a criminal who would go on
No,
a
his
spree
number.
of stealing slices from pizza delivery companies? After being cut by the Dallas Mavericks, the 6'9" player found himself playing overseas for a team in Switzerland. However, a knee injury would eventually end his basketball career altogether. Adams then decided to take a job in the mailroom of a Los Angeles appliance manufacturer where he earned $10 per hour, but the money just wasn't working out for him. Because of this, Darryl decided to give up and fell into a lifestyle where he became corrupted by drugs and crime. According to reports, Adams first tried cocaine in 1976 and later on became addicted to it. Then he began experimenting with robbery. Adams and a friend started robbing Target stores to get cash. Finally, for whatever reason, he decided Domino's delivery men would be his next target. Adams would usually rob the delivery driver using a screwdriver or knife, steal the cash and drinks, and would make a run for it. He continued this robbery spree on 8 different occasions. After finally being arrested, the 30-year-old who already spent 21 months in jail was looking at another 13 years in prison. At his court hearing, Adams acted as his own attorney and told jurors that he was not a robber and was innocent of the crimes that he was being held for. In the end, however, the jury would find Adams guilty of 7 counts of armed robbery and 1 count of simple non-armed robbery and would be held on a $100,000 bail. Known as the Big O for his huge 6'9", 280-pound build, ex-NBA player Oliver Miller was a center for several NBA teams. Back in the 1992 NBA draft, Miller went 22nd overall to the Phoenix Suns after having a good college career at the University of Arkansas. In his rookie season with the Phoenix Suns, Oliver teamed up with Charles Barkley to help on defense and would eventually lead the team in blocks. Miller was never a scoring threat, but despite his almost 300-pound weight, he always hustled and made an impact playing 20 minutes a game in 56 games. Miller even reached the NBA Finals with the Suns in 1993 against the Chicago Bulls and averaged 7.2 points and 5 rebounds over the course
That's
of the
Charles
season.
Barkley
He
and
wasn't an
Michael
all-star
Jordan.
by any means, but in the early to mid-90s, his name carried weight around the league as much as the
Then what number is Scottie Pippen?
He could run the floor, but
You don't even know he's 33.
Unlike many other NBA
Yeah, you
players,
didn't know
Miller
that?
committed his crime after
I know.
You don't know them all because of me.
Miller, who also played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons,
What was
and
his
Toronto
number
Raptors,
when he was
pleaded
on the
guilty to
USA
first-degree
team?
assault
I
and
don't
carrying
know. Oh,
a
wait,
handgun
I forgot.
after he was involved in a pistol whipping incident at a
45
family
for the
barbecue
head.
back in
What about LeBron?
2011. Miller and his girlfriend's brother Jason
USA?
Williams were
Yeah.
arguing at the barbecue when the incident
Easy,
What,
he's
in the
6.
Yeah, 6.
Cause I said it.
Worley in the head with
You act just like one
I
of
thought you
those.
meant in this one.
Jason
This
Worley
year.
needed 11 staples in his head.
Ew.
41-year-old Oliver Miller would later on be charged for multiple counts of first and second-degree assault, reckless endangerment, possessing a handgun, using a handgun in a violent crime, possessing a handgun in a vehicle, disorderly conduct, and other related charges. At first, a judge sentenced Miller to 5 years in prison, but luckily for Miller, he got off relatively lightly as 4 of the 5 years of his sentence were suspended. Following his release, Miller
5
was put on
years?
probation for another 5 years. Exactly what took place there and what led Miller and his girlfriend to go to the house of her brother and hit him in the head with a handgun still remains unclear. According to Miller, he was doing it to protect his family. And although this isn't how Oliver Miller pictured life after basketball, it's still pretty shocking how he came from such a high point in his life to this. And that concludes the video. As always, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content, make
Yeah.
sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Leave a like.
Leave a like. Shout out for Pretty Boy Frito. Shakedown 2012.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Jeffy.
And who is Cash Nasty.